Hey everybody, in today's video we're going to be talking about solar charging, and we're going to look at how we can check our solar charging on our Garmin Instinct Crossover solar watch. This is basically what makes this watch different from the non-solar version, is you get to look at things that I'm going to be showing you in today's video. So first let me say, I don't want to get into the whole argument of is the solar power really worth it or not. I can tell you from experience, I had the Garmin Instinct 1, got rid of it, and got the Garmin Instinct 1 Solar. And for me, the Solar, it basically gave me about 2 to 3 days longer between charges over the non-solar model. It's expensive, but I find it to be kind of a fun feature to have on the watch just because I enjoy looking at things like the solar charging. I like driving home from the office and taking a look at my watch and seeing what kind of solar charging I'm getting. Silly stuff like that. But if you're thinking the solar version is going to keep you from having to charge your watch with a cable, you will be disappointed in it. You're definitely going to have to pull out that cable and charge it every now and then, but it will prolong the life between charges if you've got the solar version. So as with most things on the Garmin Instinct watch, the most basic way to see your solar charging is to add it as a data field on the watch face. I've actually added it in 2 different places on this watch face. Some watch faces are going to be better for this than others. This one's actually pretty good. The bottom left is the data field, and all it's really showing me is how much charging am I getting at this exact moment. You can see I'm getting 0. Now, if I move my lamp a little bit closer, we should see this actually adjust. You don't have to necessarily get sunlight to get solar charging. It will charge off of regular light, but the more intense that the light is, the better the charge is going to be, and sunlight is going to be your most intensive charge. If you look right now, I'm getting 2% charging from this overhead lamp of mine. We'll talk about charging and lux hours and all that stuff here in a second, but that's going to be your most basic data field. It just shows you a quick glimpse of how much charging you're getting at the moment. This top one is showing a trend, so you can see over the last few hours how much charging am I getting from the earliest time to the most recent time. Now, most of today I've been indoors, so we're not going to see a whole lot of solar charging. And then it also gives me a battery estimate of how long I have until I'm going to have to plug in the watch and charge it. So again, those are your basic data fields to see what your solar charging is. As with most things on your Garmin Instinct watch, if you want to get more information, you can download the Glance. The Glance is already on this watch. You just have to add it to your Glance list. You don't have to go out to Garmin Connect IQ and download it. I've already added it to my Glance list, so I can simply press the up or down button to go to my Glances. And the very first one is solar intensity. Now, from a glance view, you're basically seeing the same thing that we just saw on that top data field on the watch face. We can see what has my solar charging been over the last few hours. And again, you can see pretty much no charging. And then towards the last hour or so, it looks like I got a little bit of charging from going outside. While I'm on the Glance, I can press the GPS button to get more information. You'll notice the first screen here shows me over the last 6 hours how many lux hours have I got as far as charging, and then it gives a breakdown in a graphical representation of what those charging hours looked like. You'll notice there's a little exclamation point with an arrow. It's basically saying there's more information if I press the GPS button. When you press it, it basically just gives you a definition of what lux hours are, so you understand what you're looking at. Now, if you read the manual, it says in order for you to basically not have to charge the watch in smartwatch mode, you have to be getting 3 hours a day at 50,000 lux hours. Well, in my case, for today, I've gotten 10,500 total for the day. I need 150,000 a day to keep from charging. So you can see I'm nowhere near what Garmin says I'm supposed to be getting to keep this a watch from having to be plugged in. If I press the down button, there's a second page in the Glance, and it basically shows me my daily average of lux hours over the last 7-day period. So you can see, Wednesday I got quite a bit, but even Wednesday, where I was supposed to be getting 150,000 lux hours in a day, I got 51,000. So I say you're going to need to charge it. If you're somebody that's really outside all the time, you work outside, you're getting a lot of sunlight on the watch, you might be able to go without charging it. In my case, just a regular user, I go outside, I walk, I do some exercising, I mess around in the yard, but most of the time I'm sitting in an office working. this is why I have to plug it in and charge it, because I don't get near the hours that Garmin says you have to get in order not to have to charge it. But that's what this second page shows you. It shows you a daily average lux hours over the last 7 days, and that's really it. If I press the down button, it just takes me back to that first page we saw. Once you're done with the glance, you can simply press the back button a couple times, get back to your main watch face, and we've looked at the solar charging on our watch. As with most things on the Garmin Instinct watch, there are more analytics with regards to your solar charging if you go into your Garmin Connect app on your cell phone or go look at it on your computer. But on the watch, that's how you look at your solar charging. I hope the video helps.